don't want a dark entity to be like, she seems a little vulnerable. Why don't we go with her?
You're right. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I should act more vulnerable and then
Maybe.
they'll like want to do stuff, you know? I don't know.
I've heard you got to be open. Like, you've got to be open to the experience. You got to say, like,
Hmm.
I'm here, I'm ready. And, like, I am neither of those things. Like, please, God,
I'm
no.
I'm there begging. I'm like, I'm right here. What are you gonna do?
You're literally actively trying to get something to drag you across the floor, which is literally insane. So I feel like I was going to do a traditional open to this podcast, but I feel like we're kind of past that. So, friends of the Dammit podcast. So this hasn't happened yet before, and it won't happen again. But we may have done this episode already with Chandler, and then producer Will like didn't push record, and like it's fine. But it's okay because this is going to be better than the last episode, and it doesn't matter because you're not going to see it anyway. But this new one is going to be so good. And I believe Chandler has some new things to talk about. So this kind of works out pretty well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's great.
So I'm very much looking forward to this interview with you. So I gave you a very informal introduction, but Chandler, he wears many hats. So he's a ghost hunter as well as a magician. And it's a crazy combination of items, and I love it.
Oh wait, can I start with a trick real quick?
Yes, yes, start with
This
the
is this
trick.
is this is how I start my magic tricks during my videos too. So I figured I'd show you one real quick.
Oh,
You
perfect.
got
I'm
a you
ready.
got a silk here, and then it turns
Okay.
into a
Stop.
cane.
That is so cool. I want to ask how you do it, but like I shouldn't ask you how you do it.
Yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't tell you, but
Okay.
like you could ask, but you probably wouldn't get a good answer. So
It is the secrets of the trade. I feel like, it's probably like a cautionary thing that you can't tell me. But
yeah, yeah.
how did you come up with the tricks? Like, how did you learn them?
Oh man, it started way back in kindergarten, so it's been a minute. Yeah, it's been a long road. Yeah, I don't know if I should go into the whole in depth if you want everything, but yeah,
Yes.
it was yeah, back in kindergarten I did like a talent show,
Okay.
and it was I was like, I'll just write down the magician part, I could do that, and then
Yeah.
everyone was smiling when I performed up there and everything, and my grandma was in the audience with a camera, like a big
Stop.
huge camera thing. But
Oh.
yeah, it was pretty awesome. I felt good about doing it, so I was like, hey, I should just do this forever, and here I am.
Here you are doing all the
Yeah.
magic tricks and the ghost hunting, but isn't it such a rewarding feeling when you know that like a parent or like a grandparent is like in like the audience like with the camcorder like recording the entire thing? Like you feel like a
Oh
celebrity.
yeah. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And then ever since then, I've been like, yeah, I could do that. And then she's not always recording though, so I don't know where that moment went. But
I know. You got to have your mom or something stand in and just
yeah.
like, make sure she's catching all those moments.
Oh yeah, true. Yeah, they love going to the shows, so yeah, it's always a good time.
So, okay, so how do you balance all of this? Because you're doing magic and you're
Hmm.
also doing ghost hunting. So, what does that balance look like for you? How are you doing both? What are,
Yeah,
I guess,
that's
what are the
some good
biggest
questions for sure.
differences? Like, especially when you're doing a magic show. Like, what's the setup for
Yeah.
that even like? Sorry, that's 10,000 questions, but I need to know.
Yeah, well, so yeah, I was a magician first.
Okay.
So, I've been doing that a lot longer. And I've just done it to where I was doing close-up, magic for like people at like parties and things. And then I moved on to like stage shows where they're like bigger things, going on up there
Stop.
in front of like thousands of people. So that's been my more focus, I guess, recently.
Yeah.
Um, and then there was a time before COVID happened where I was performing for like other musicians and like opening the shows for them and stuff like that, which was really cool.
Stop.
There was big names like AJR, Snoop Dogg, and people like that. It was a really good time.
Just a
So
casual drop. Just a little like just doing a casual magic for these guys. No big deal.
yeah, it's no big deal or anything, but Yeah, just moving on from there, I went into like nonprofit shows so I could like help the Kiwanis clubs and Boys and Girls clubs and things raise funds
Yeah.
for their events and stuff like that. And so that's been really rewarding, like, just both ways.
Yeah.
So that's been exciting. And yeah, I just love being on stage. It's so much fun.
It is fun. It's fun being on
Yeah.
stage. And when you see a smile or you get a laugh, like it's addictive.
Yeah, it is. And I do a lot of family style shows, so like the whole community can just come out and just like hang out at the show that night, and just enjoy it. So it's like a very comedy slash magic feel to it,
Yeah.
which really helps. I think it ties in everybody, so it's not just like a kid show and it's not just an adult show.
And that's a hard like line to walk, like with it being like just a purely a children's show or an adult show, like trying to like do
Yeah.
that like happy medium. So like you being able to achieve that is like incredible. Um,
Yeah, sometimes it's crazy because I try explaining the show to people like that, and they're like, "Oh, okay, so it's a kids show," and I'm like,
yeah,
"No, no, no, no." And then afterwards, they're like, "Wow, you were right. Actually, this is not just a kids show." I'm like, yeah,
I think magic is something like it does like kind of bring in your inner child a little bit, like when you're watching it, because it's
yeah.
fun and you're like, how do they do that? And it's just so interesting. I do have an obsession. I have you ever been to the Magic Castle?
Oh, I have not yet.
That's my
After
dream. Like
all
I
these
want to get an
years.
invite.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you're performing
Wow.
there next, you got to give me the invite.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe I'll bring you with.
Bring me in as your honorary guest. No pressure, but I'm like obsessed with like there's just such a lure behind
Yeah.
like the Magic Castle.
Right. It's very prestigious and very mysterious. You
Hmm.
don't know what's going on in there. You just want to get in there.
I know. I want to know what's
Wait, have you ever
happening.
been to a show before? Like a magic show?
Now that you're saying it, no. I haven't. And
What?
I know and okay, so I know in Vegas like Carrot Top's still kind of doing his thing. I don't know if that's magic per se, but he's got like the props and he's doing his
Hmm.
like comedy thing. And then is
Yeah.
Criss Angel still performing too?
Yep.
Have you seen him?
I haven't seen his show, but I've met him and stuff.
Stop. What was
Um,
that like?
oh, it's pretty cool. Yeah, he's actually, a lot of people think he's like real, like kind of put offish, like standoffish,
Yeah.
but he was actually really cool.
He comes off to me as like and I know nothing about him, but like just like a broody, like moody kind of guy, very like
Yeah.
secretive.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people think, but I was talking with him and he was just pretty chill. Like it was just a casual conversation.
Maybe is like, I don't know. I feel like when you see somebody like so many times, like you just build up in your mind like what you think,
Hmm.
that person's gonna be like when you meet them.
Right. Yep, exactly. Yeah, I think that's how it is.
What'd you guys talk about? Did you like share secrets of the trade?
We talked about our favorite cookies and stuff like that. No,
Stop.
it was
But what is
yeah, it
it?
was at a magic convention, so we just talk about magic stuff. But
Okay. Okay. Wait,
yeah.
there's a magic convention? Shut up. Is that a thing?
Oh my gosh, there's ghost conventions, there's magic conventions, there's so much.
Stop it.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
I didn't even that you're like opening up a whole new world that I like didn't even know existed.
Oh, it's like the song, A Whole
The
New World.
world. Literally.
Yeah, no, it's pretty awesome. Like thousands of magicians come together to like Vegas and we all just like do magic stuff. Like we learn from each other and just like take over Vegas for a couple days. It's pretty awesome.
How many rabbits are just running wild during that
There's
time?
probably a lot after we leave.
Yeah. Just running rampant.
Yeah, they've got a problem down there now.
I can imagine that there would be. That's so cool to think you guys are just like topping each other's magic tricks and like,
Yeah.
talking about like your secrets and what you're doing on
Hmm.
stage.
Yeah, it's a lot different than how I started because I just literally went onto YouTube and started learning there. So it's
So you're self-taught.
yes.
I
Yep. There's actually one of the first times that I started doing magic and stuff was with my grandparents. I like
really.
actually got into it there because I went to the library and got a book and I was like, oh, I'm gonna learn some more magic tricks, some good ones. And I did it for them, and that was like kind of the moment where I was like, man, I should keep doing this. That was in middle school at some point, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And
Hmm.
you were hooked.
Yep, books, man, I tell you.
Those books at those, especially like at the book fairs and stuff too. Like, I don't know if you like remember, they'd be like, do origami or like make little
Yep.
crochet animals. And like, but you stuck to it. You're like, I'm going to do magic forever.
Yeah. And people were like, no, you won't. Yes, I will.
It's not just a phase.
Right. That's exactly what I say every day.
And then, like, what morning did you wake up? Like, I want to understand, like, when you woke up one morning and you're like, you know what? No more magic for me. I'm gonna ghost hunt.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do a 180 and just go do some crazy stuff out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it kind of came about maybe a little over a year ago. Because I've been into ghost hunting for like ever, basically, just like magic, but not
Yeah.
like not the exact same way. So I did my first ghost hunt ever was like when I was maybe 10 years old with my mom.
Stop.
So we went to some like ghost hunt that some other ghost hunters were like putting on for people to come out and just do stuff. So we
Okay.
got to like walk around the property and things. I think it was like an old prison or something like that.
Oh, good.
But
Sounds like a nice place
yeah, it
for a
was
10-year-old.
yeah, right. I was like, I want to go, so I was like, okay. And she was really into ghosts and stuff and creepy things, so she was like, let's do it. And then we went and had a good time. And we used to watch all the Ghost Hunter shows back in the day, like
Oh,
actual the Ghost Hunter show, like on Halloween and stuff when they did like the lives. That was pretty
oh,
awesome, and so that kind of like really enticed, the whole thought process there.
you unlocked a memory for me. I forgot that they used to do those like live ghost hunts.
Yes, right?
That's crazy. I completely forgot that ever even existed.
I know. Actually, I just had that thought unlocked the other day when I saw a post about it.
Yeah.
Someone was like, "Man, I wish they would still do those." I was like, "I forgot about those. I just remember the show."
Chandler, you need to bring it back. This is your
I
calling.
know. You're telling me. Man, yeah. And then it was about maybe a year ago, a little over a year. Me and my friend Paula, we were just watching some like Sam and Colby YouTube videos, and they're like some big ghost hunters in the community on YouTube and things.
Okay.
And it was like I was watching it. I was like, man, I like editing my magic videos and stuff. Like, 'cause I make videos for like TikTok and stuff for magic tricks. And I was like, I could do some ghost stuff like that if I just go to these places, right? And
Yeah.
so then we were like, yeah, let's just start going to places. And then we just started doing it. And here we are a year later with the YouTube channel and everything. We're cooking.
You're doing the damn thing. So I do need to ask some follow-up questions. So, Paula, tell me a little bit about her and like what component she plays in your partnership while you're ghost hunting.
Yeah. Well, she's like the brains. So so she uh she's always like finding out all of the details of the places that we're going to.
Yeah.
Me and her kind of split the responsibility of finding the places.
Okay.
And then she kind of like does all the heavy lifting where it's like, hey, this guy died here, and then this room is haunted by this person and stuff like that. So she writes up like a whole notes thing for us to look off of, and then we can go from there
Oh,
while
that's
we're actually
great.
at the building
Yeah.
or the property. So it's pretty helpful, I
That's
will say.
amazing that she does that. I mean that's like all the research and then putting it, making it so easy for you to reference.
Yeah, yeah, she does a great job with that, as well as she's also like really, uh, I don't know what the right word is, but like medium-ish. Like she's very
Yeah.
like she can feel a lot of stuff while we're at the property.
Mm-hmm.
She can be like, oh, I feel like I just saw like a little girl down there. I'm like, yeah, well, okay, that makes sense because in your notes here, there's a so it all
Stop.
like it like lines up, and then she can just like she's like more I don't know how to like emotionally in it, I guess.
Yeah.
Like me, I'm just like, oh, let's go here. Woo. I want someone to like drag me across the floor, and she's
You're
like,
like the
no.
car salesman version. You're just like, I'm here.
Yeah, yeah. She can like see things, and I'm just like, where was it? And so
Stop. So, does she
it's
have the ability to physically see it, like if it's in the room with you, like the
yeah. So
spirit?
she has that ability like unlocked, and I'm like starting to like start to see things.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, like I'll see a shadow or something, or like there was one time in a very very scary place. It was a mansion, and we were inside of the attic, and there was a room that was just full of mirrors, right? So it's
Ooh.
it's called the Devil's Toy Box,
Ew.
and so basically it's a room full of mirrors. So all you
Okay.
see is your reflection everywhere. And she was in there doing the Estes method, which is like one of the SB7 radios, just like a little handheld radio thing.
Okay.
And you hook it up to some headphones. So you just put those on, you can't hear anything, and then we have a blindfold as well. And
I
so
hate
she's
that.
scanning through the radios, and it's like, yeah, right. And
It
it
sounds
goes,
terrifying.
just until it hears a word. And so it's kind of like Bumblebee from Transformers. That's how I like to explain it.
Okay.
Um, so that's basically the Estes method is whatever she's under that. So she's completely blind and she can't hear me at all. And I'm outside of the room.
Yeah.
I'm asking questions and we're hoping that the spirits kind of come through on the radio waves and say
Okay.
some words for us that answer my questions.
Okay.
Right. And so to preface all that, I was looking into this really dark room in the attic and I was just talking and then all of a sudden I saw something crawling on the ceiling towards me and I have never seen stuff before that. I was like my first time ever seeing something. I was like, "What was that?" And I said it out loud, and she goes, "The devil." And I was like, "What do you mean?"
Well,
I
no.
was like, "Yeah." It was pretty crazy. I was like, "All
Oh,
right, yeah, cool, cool, all right."
stop.
So now, not that I'm not saying it was the devil, but it could have been something like really evil or scary that was just trying to
Yeah.
scare us.
Yeah.
Um, because there are a lot of things out there or people that are passed away that want to scare you out of a building because they just want to be left alone, maybe.
Yeah.
Or they just want to get a kick out of it for themselves. So they'll say they're a demon or like something scary like that, just to rally you up. So
Could you
who
imagine
knows
being
what they are?
like a spirit being like, oh, I guess I'll have to crawl on the ceiling and act,
Yeah, right.
super scary to get these people out of here.
Right. Yeah, that would be a nuisance, I would say. I wonder if they like practice tricks like that. Just they're just like, what
Maybe.
can I do next time to scare the next people?
Right. Like, how creepily can I like backwards crawl on the ceiling to
Yeah,
like make this a
right.
thing?
Exactly. I don't know.
And you stayed in the room like after that happened. Like, how did you feel as that was happening?
Well, yeah, we still had investigating to do, and we had the place for like 24 hours, so we might as well stay. Yeah, no, it's when you see something like that, or you get scared in general from like noises that are like, if a door slams or something, and you're like, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it's you're on edge a lot more than you were before that. And a lot
Absolutely.
of people would leave,
Yeah.
but we typically try to stay as long as we can. Now, I probably want to stay longer than Paula because she can
Okay.
actually see and feel these things a lot more, so she gets more on edge. But I want something to freaking happen. I want to be dragged across the floor, like, like lifted up, something like that.
You were just asking for some like presence to just like whirl you around the room. And I don't know why.
I
Like,
mean,
why?
I just want to know, like, I
Okay.
believe in it 100%, but
Yeah.
like, I just want it to like, I feel like I just want it to happen for like me and people to see
Yeah.
it, so they believe.
Do you feel that it's hard to like, I guess, influence people that spirits are real and they are present? Like, do you get a lot of like pushback?
Yeah, that's a good question. A lot of people that I talk to are either in the community or halfway believe, I guess. A lot of
Okay.
people that don't believe maybe don't tell me as much, or
Okay.
they're like, "Yeah, sure, I believe, buddy." But when they don't believe, it is a lot harder to get them to, I don't know, because it's so hard because you can't always see things,
Yeah.
and seeing is believing, obviously. So it's like, man, you just got to take them to a ghost hunt and then try to explain it from there. And so that's what I've had to do a couple times with friends and stuff. Just take them somewhere and
Have
let them
you?
experience it for themselves. That's a big way that it'll really turn their gears.
Yeah. Like make them like be more open and like think. Have you had an
Yeah,
experience with a friend where you took them on a ghost hunt and something happened?
yeah. Well, I guess we have like a small team. It's
Okay.
like me, Paula, and then two of our other friends. And so oh man, there was a one time we were in a old saloon.
Okay.
And so we went to the upstairs area where there was a brothel and things like that.
Okay.
Um, so we were just hanging out by the stairs. Nothing was really going on. And then all of a sudden, there was like a chain lock,
Okay.
where you would like slide it into a door.
Yeah.
And so it just started swinging right above my friend's head, and he heard it. And then Paula was like, "Oh!" And then my friend goes like diving across the floor away from it. I was like, it was his first time too. I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's great," because it just
That's
started swinging out of nowhere.
that's terrifying.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. But yeah, the rest of the night just went even crazier. But yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry. That wasn't the craziest thing that happened that night.
no, I would say not. But yeah, man, there's so many places we've been to that have been so wild, like insane.
What's what's the most active place that you've been?
The most active, I would say, probably the Indiana State Sanatorium.
Okay.
It's this big, huge property kind of in the middle of the woods. And it's like a tuberculosis hospital is one
Okay.
building. The next building is like an old retirement home like facility for like older people. And then the third building is for clinically insane people.
Oh,
And
so
so
you
that's
got the
like five
triad.
stories tall. Yeah, it's like 5 stories tall. And so the higher up you go is the more insane that they got. And so
Oh, okay.
yeah, me and Paula went there alone, which was not a great idea, but we did it. Um, yeah, there was even like animals there, which we were kind of freaked out about because people have claimed that there's like homeless people that sometimes go in there and just
Oh,
like, just go in there. So
right.
we didn't just have ghosts to worry about. We also had like the bobcat and coyotes
Oh God.
as well as real people. So,
Yeah.
we were a little on edge the whole night for that. And that was one of the most active places we've had ghost wise. We didn't have any people, so that was
Well,
good.
that's good. That's a plus.
Yeah. hmm And later on, once we got home and stuff, I looked at our abandonment session which is where we like leave a camera running, for like an hour or something while we go get some food. And there was literally above the camera, in like the middle of the whole place, there was like paws, like paw prints, like walking around. And then all of a sudden, it just started fighting with like a pack of coyotes.
What?
Yeah. So that was the
Mm-mm.
beginning of the night. If we would have heard that, we probably wouldn't have stayed. But luckily, we didn't hear it, and we never really encountered them anymore.
Yeah.
So it was good.
It's like not only do you have to worry about the ghosts and the spirits, but then we also have, the potential of like a homeless person like squatting there. And that
That's
could
what I'm
be
saying.
violent potentially. And
Yeah.
then you have bobcats and coyotes.
hmm
Just
Yeah.
that's a lot. I think it's too many factors.
Yeah. Yep. There was I saw somebody's video. I think it was in a Sam and Colby video or something. Someone said, "Yeah, I'm not ready to fight a homeless person here because I've got nothing or they've got nothing to lose." And I was like, that is kind of true. Like, I wouldn't want to fight them either. I'd drop and
No.
run probably. So
Yeah. And if it's dark and just like the
yeah,
setting, you're in the middle of nowhere, like it's not like you're like I'm assuming there's nothing around this place, right? Like it is in the middle of
just
nowhere.
trees. Yeah.
Good. Good.
Yeah. Very very scary place. I recommend it.
I think I'm all right. But
Yeah.
did you go to all three buildings that night?
Yeah, we went to two of them for the majority of the time, and then we found the tunnels underneath which connect the buildings, and there's
Oh,
also a morgue and things.
oh
So
good.
there was a lot more to explore than we thought. And so the clinically insane building where we were last, we didn't get as much time as we could in there,
Okay.
because our flashlight died.
No.
So it was very dark walk back,
Wait, you
but
don't have backup batteries? What are you doing?
I didn't think I needed them. All right.
You need a safety
So
kit.
yeah. Yeah, it was yeah, we didn't get as much time in there as we wanted, so we'll probably head back sometime, maybe this winter or something. So,
I feel like you should have like a safety kit of like batteries, holy water, like
you know, we have extra batteries and stuff sometimes, but like they're usually in the car still.
okay.
So,
That's fair.
so it's a walk to get them. I should probably rethink that, but
Yeah, I feel like you need to be prepared for anything that could happen because I guess like one thing I'm thinking is like as you're going into these really haunted like places, like are you worried about something like a dark entity like attaching itself to you? Especially because you want to be dragged across the floors, like you're asking for it.
yeah, right. Yeah, I'm pretty much begging for it, and
Yeah,
Paula's not, but
yeah. She's so
um,
smart.
yeah, yeah, as well as Mikey and Eric, those are the other two friends. They also are not into me wanting to be dragged and
Yeah.
things. So,
Hmm. Yeah.
anyone that I go with is pretty much against it, which is weird, but it's fine. Yeah, no, we did have an attachment before, so we kind of know a little bit about things that could happen.
Okay.
But obviously, there's a lot worse things that could have attached to us. We had this thing called an elemental, which is
What?
basically
Okay.
something that's like it's not a real thing. Basically, it's like in the ghost world,
Okay.
something was just created. It was like a spirit on its own, and
Oh.
it's really hard to comprehend, especially for people that don't even believe in ghosts in general.
Yeah. And I'm
So
like,
it's
what the
hard to
fuck
talk
does that
about it.
mean?
Yeah. it's just like because they had never died or anything, so they're just there floating around out there, and
Interesting.
so it's called an elemental, and ours was an earth elemental, which I guess is something that attaches to you and just plays on your fears, but
Oh, good.
it can't do a lot of physical harm, you know? So
Okay.
it can just mess with you in ways like you see it just lingering in the shadows, maybe while you're in your room or something like that, and you're like, oh, okay. Um, but it would come with us to most places after one of our investigations. We just started noticing and picking up on it, like actually
Yeah.
being with us through different ways of communication. It would come through, and so we would know because,
Oh,
well,
stop.
there was for some reason
Oh,
they
God.
would uh, they would call me gay, which I'm straight, but I don't care, So, but that's how we would know that they were there, basically,
Yeah.
because he would say all these comments about me being gay or something like that would come
Rude.
up from the first time we talked to him. Yeah, and so that's how we knew he was always there. And so finally, we found a way to kind of get rid of him or like suppress him, just showing him that he didn't have any power. And so now we're getting back to normal,
Okay.
So.
So, follow-up questions. How did you know, like, how did you find out what it was? Like, did you do research? Did you bring somebody else in? How did you figure that out?
Yeah, so we actually talked to a couple mediums and
Okay.
psychics, which, before all this stuff, I also didn't really kind of believe in those types of things. But then when you go in and you don't tell them anything about what's going on, and then they just start to like talk about it, and you're like, wait a minute, hold on,
Yeah.
So we consulted with some of them, and we talked to them about how to like, just different methods to get rid of it and things. So they ended up giving us some really good advice and stuff that we had to do, which was kind of like some ritual type stuff, I guess you would say. It was like very, it wasn't like rituals,
Were you
ooh.
dancing in a
It,
circle?
yeah, right. No, it was just like us basically telling our guy, our attachment, that
Okay.
he doesn't have any power over us, and that we were giving him like an offering to like stay away, basically to like go and just
Okay.
leave. So
Interesting.
yeah, but how about you? Have you had any attachments ever? Have you been
Thank God, no. And I was literally like thinking, I'm like, what is like some of the scary things like a dark entity could like do to me? But like go to TJ
Yeah.
Maxx and be like, we don't have this in your size.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, as far as I know and that I'm aware of,
Hmm.
there's no dark entities around me. Um,
Good.
so I'm not actively searching for one. We're not looking for one. It's like I really want to go ghost hunting and I really want to try it out because I do think it's like very
Yeah.
interesting and I think it's gonna be very insightful of like energies that are present. But
Hmm.
also, I'm like, I'm kind of a scaredy cat. And I also like
Yeah.
I don't want a dark entity to be like, she seems a little vulnerable. Why don't we go with her?
You're right. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I should act more vulnerable, and then
Maybe.
they'll like want to do stuff, I don't know.
I've heard you got to be open. Like you've got to be open to the experience. You got to say like
Hmm.
I'm here, I'm ready, and like I am neither of those things. Like please God
I'm
no.
I'm there begging. I'm like, I'm right here. What are you gonna do?
You're literally actively trying to get something to drag you across the floor, which is literally insane. I do want to ask you a question. So my
Mm.
mom has always told me, she's like, if you ever go to a flea market or you're thrifting, she's like, do not buy a mirror because
Mm.
there can be like an attachment. She says a portal to hell. I feel like it's a little dramatic. Um, but is there a truth to that, or is there a truth to attachment of items?
Yeah. So weirdly enough, mirrors can act as portals.
Good.
So sometimes in these haunted places or abandoned places, if there's two mirrors that are like, against the walls, and they're looking right at each other, people say that that can create a portal. So then basically any spirit that can see that portal, they can just jump through.
Oh,
Whether they're good or bad, it doesn't really matter to them. Um,
great.
but which is another idea behind the whole Devil's Toy Box that I talked about earlier with the
Yeah,
room
yeah.
full of mirrors. Yeah, so that's kind of like that idea where it started as a thing to trap the spirits,
Okay.
where like a mirror box would be like trapping the spirits inside.
Okay.
But it has now become something more of an experiment to like see if you can see something in the mirrors while you're in there, or if you can like kind of, I guess if you're trapped in there with them. So I mean, it's it's kind of a way to just communicate, but also very scary. So,
Yeah,
but
it's
yeah,
kind of putting me in the vibe of like a Bloody Mary or like a Candy Man, like that urban
yeah,
legend. Like that's what it makes me think of.
yeah, definitely,
Like
100%.
you're just
Now,
begging. Have you
yeah,
ever done
right,
that,
and
by the way?
have,
Have you ever done the Bloody Mary thing?
yeah, which is weird. There's a video that's coming out literally today,
Stop.
um, that I did Bloody Mary in the mirror at this haunted school,
Yeah.
and so I did it, and then nothing happened. But then like I was editing it and stuff, and I was like, wait a minute. The next thing that we did, we went to another room, and I started to get like chest pains, like a heart, situation going on. And we knew that somebody had had a heart attack up there in that room, and it was so weird that I
Stop.
was getting like I don't know if you call it sympathy pain or like they're pushing their pain onto you to like
Yeah.
relieve it from them. Um, but it was just like a weird thing that we noticed that was like, man, that happened right after I did the Bloody Mary. We don't know, but
Things are adding up.
yeah, yeah, right. Sometimes they do.
How that's literally crazy. Do you think there's truth in because I've heard things that like spirits sometimes will like cause health problems, especially like darker
Hmm.
entities to people that are like calling it out. Like, does that concern you? Have you heard of that happening?
Yeah, there's been a couple times where we go to a location and they tell us, don't touch these dolls. They're haunted and cursed. And if you touch them, there's been reports of people going home and they had a car accident and they didn't make it home. Or, they've been cursed and so they get three things that have gone wrong with their life after they touch the dolls. And so I'm always like, I just
You
want to
do
see,
not.
but like,
Tell me you do not touch these things.
you know, sometimes you just gotta go for it.
No. I feel like as we're talking, I'm like, is this two mirrors? Does this constitute as two
Right.
mirrors? If I see a dark entity tonight,
Hmm.
I'm not gonna be amused.
Just just call me up and I'll come over there. I'll be like Sam and Dean from Supernatural. I'll take care of it.
Paula's gonna have to come. Like, I'm gonna need you guys to come like do a cleanse for me. I'll be like,
Yeah,
this
we'll bring the whole squad.
yeah, I would really appreciate that.
Yeah,
Although
yeah.
I did buy a Ouija board off of like I thrifted one.
Whoa.
But it didn't have the planchette, so I felt like it was okay. Cause I was like, if the planchette's
Mm.
involved, like then maybe like something weird's gonna happen. But I was like, it's just the board. And so
Yeah,
far
yeah.
we've been okay.
Nice. Well, that's good.
So
Yeah, it
we'll
sounds like
see.
you're ready to go ghost hunting.
I I wanna believe that I am. I feel like I might need like a Xanax or something before I go, but I could probably do it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Whatever helps you get through it.
Well, yeah, whatever you need. A crisp Diet Coke and a Xanax will probably get me through a ghost hunt.
Oh yeah, yeah, 100%.
Which, speaking of, okay, so one of the things you do in your videos that I, as a
Mhm.
basic white girl, love is you play white girl pop music. And
Yeah.
does that help? Like, what made you decide to do that? Like, why were you like, one day you're like, listen, I'm going to play some Katy Perry and we're going to, just go through this haunted house and sing. And does it cause more activity?
Yeah, those are all good questions and observations. So I've been a Taylor Swift fan since I was born, basically.
You're a Swiftie.
Yes, I am a Swiftie. And so I've always like obviously loved the white girl music. So I sing it from time to time, just randomly during the day, right?
Yeah,
And
it's
so
happy
me
music.
and yeah, right. And Mikey does too. So you'll in one of our videos, the school video, man, we both just like just randomly start singing every once in a while,
I love that.
which you guys will see. But yeah, so that's like obviously we do it. It's not just for a bit for a video or anything like that
Yeah.
because we actually do it. And from I don't know, maybe the first or second time we ever did anything as a group, I just started playing this song by Rihanna. It's called Disturbia,
Oh,
and
a classic.
it just felt like it was a ghost hunting song. So I just
Yeah.
played it while we walked through the place, just looking around, getting some B-roll and footage. And after that, we just started doing it every time.
Okay.
And then we started to realize if things were getting slow, like where not a lot of spirit activity was happening,
Yeah.
we would just try random things to get things going. And the music always would like just boom, trigger stuff. So we
Interesting.
just started doing that, whether it's, white girl music that I that I do videos for, or
Yeah.
if it's like some old 50s music because they were in the 50s when they died or something, maybe they really enjoyed that. We try to like accommodate and just try to see what different stuff would work at each place.
Do you take
And yeah,
requests?
it really helps. What'd you say?
I said, do you take requests for the ghosts?
Yeah, if they'll tell me, that'd be great because sometimes we just play random stuff.
You gotta try a few things out. Okay, so what song have you gotten the most activity from? Was it Disturbia by Rihanna, or was there another song that just really got the ghosts going?
You know, um, I'll say Disturbia probably because that's the one we play just everywhere,
Okay.
just during the investigation or before it or whatever, and it just sticks in our brains. So like we'll just randomly sing it or like hum the tune or something during our investigations. But there was a mansion that we went to in Illinois, and we played some. How was it? It was like some Johnny Cash or something like that,
Yeah.
and there was almost no activity in this place until we started playing music, and then the rest of the night it was booming. It was
That's
really
awesome.
wild.
That might be the key because I feel like it would trigger like an emotional response because when you listen to music, it does trigger like an emotional response. Like whether you're
Right.
driving or you're just chilling or like whatever you're doing, your music basically like matches it. So
Hmm.
it is a very interesting concept, I think, that you are using music to make contact with spirits.
Yeah, and I mean it's at first it started out as me just wanting to be a little different
Yeah.
and not be the same ghost hunter that goes in there being like, "Hello, who is here with us?" The same questions they get 50 times every week.
They're
So I
bored of
wanted to
it.
bring right, yeah. And so I thought, what if I could just bring some magic tricks?
Yeah.
So I started doing magic tricks in the videos, and then we also just play music for them. Like they don't get that treatment ever. Like
No. It's
some
like
of them have never even seen a magic trick, and a lot of people don't hear their music anymore. So
quality entertainment is what you're bringing the spirits.
that's what I'm saying. I'm
I
glad somebody
love
said it,
that.
man.
If I can make a request for a future video,
Uh-huh.
I need you to do some Fergalicious.
Some
If you could really,
Fergalicious.
if you could put that into one of your videos, that would personally make me very happy. Maybe the ghosts would like it too. I don't know. Just saying.
Yeah, yeah. No, they might. They actually might like it. So you know what? I will have to try that one,
Okay.
and I'll dedicate it to you.
Thank you so much.
I got you.
So on the ghost train, I'm wondering, not literally, but I guess it could be. I guess there could be haunted trains. Um,
The,
ha-
well, I just went to one, but yeah, go
no,
on.
did you really?
Yeah,
Shut
it's
up.
so
How
weird that
was
you said
that?
that. Yeah, it's called the Death Train. If you wanted to know,
Stop.
it's in Ohio,
Okay.
and I'll tell you the quick rundown. So basically, it was a train that was going. I don't even remember what it was going to, like New York or something. But the train cabin that these people were in, the pipe burst from the hot water, and so the steam
No.
basically cooked everyone inside of it.
Oh,
And yeah, and so there was like 30 something people that passed away from it inside of the train. Yeah, it's pretty rough. And so we went there to a train yard and literally ghost hunted in there and a couple other train places. So yeah, it was really interesting.
I just made a very like shitty joke of a transition and I'm really glad that it turned into a story. Um, but did you have a lot of activity there? Like that's a really tragic way to die.
Yeah, it was very tragic. We did actually have some pretty good activity there. It's going to be on a video on somebody else's channel, but it's going to be
Okay.
pretty awesome. Yeah,
Well, you'll have to give us the info so that we can link it because
for sure.
I'm very intrigued by that. That's actually
Yeah.
insane. Is it just like the railroad cars like they're just stationary? They don't.
Yeah, it's like I've never been to a railroad like yard before where they like
Yeah.
literally fix them up and like like I don't know, I guess they just fix them and make them into working again.
Yeah.
But this one they're gonna just like kind of fix up and just kind of keep as like a museum piece type of a thing.
Oh, that's really
So,
cool.
but yeah, there's just a bunch of random cars just sitting out there, just train cars.
That's so fun. I think there's just so much rich history like with trains and just like the way they were used as transportation and especially like with that type of like dark
Yeah.
history. Like that is pretty wild. So that's cool that you can like go check that out.
Yeah, right. It was pretty awesome.
It is.
But
That's
but
cool.
I stopped your transition. You were gonna ask something, and I just completely
And who
sidetracked.
knows? Okay, I do know what it was. What
Okay.
what place did you ghost hunt at that it was promised that like this is super haunted, you're gonna have a lot of experiences, and then you didn't?
Hmm. Let me knock on some wood here.
Okay.
We actually have had amazing luck just about everywhere we've gone.
Yeah.
We haven't really had like a dud, like a
Really?
dead night or anything like that. Yeah, somehow I don't know how we are getting so lucky, and I know our luck's gonna run out, and I'm worried. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's been pretty wild. I mean, even in places that we only have access to for like 3 hours or something,
Hmm.
we still get some crazy activity, and it's so weird.
What do you
But we
think
just
you're
get lucky, I think.
doing that you're setting yourself apart from other ghost hunters or other people that are trying to have an experience?
So, yeah, I think it's a mix of everything that we do between the magic tricks,
Yeah.
or the music, or just like being. We try to be so much different than regular ghost hunters,
Hmm.
because sometimes they're just a little. They just ask the same stuff over and over. So we try to think of new questions. And then our team is just kind of so random.
Yeah.
There's me that does all this crazy entertainment stuff, and then there's
Yeah.
Paula that just can see and feel like so many different energies. And then I've got my other two friends that also are just like funny and just like characters,
Yeah.
They're just really fun to be around and stuff. So I think all that energy combined just kind of like makes stuff happen.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Are there tools? Are there special like tools? Because I know like as I've learned more about like the ghost hunting like world and like preferences, is there certain like things that you like to, like tools or things that you like to use?
Yeah, there's I don't have them on me right now. They're in a different room, but there's just I think I got like two cases full of like just a bunch of equipment. And
Really?
yeah, so it's like, you have all the basic stuff, like the EMF reader that goes like yellow, green, red, all the different lights on it.
Hmm.
And then there's like the REM pod, which is a little red, black circle box thing.
Okay.
And if it's that basically, it's one of my favorite things because it has its own force field kind of a thing around it. So it's like a
Oh,
big circle of energy that this thing
okay.
creates. And if any other energy enters the circle, then it'll go beep, 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 and light up.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it works for like humans or energies that are, outside of our sight, I guess.
Yeah.
So like if I would go to touch it, it'll light up and beep. And then if anybody else or anything does it, it does it too. So it is really interesting. But we have a lot of equipment, and we have a lot that we need to get still that we want to just try out and test.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, anybody can start ghost hunting just literally with a phone or listen, I say some of the best evidence that we've gotten
Hmm.
has just been us sitting in like a basement or something,
Yeah.
and because we were in this in a mansion. We're literally always in mansions, I guess.
You're always
But
in
we
a
were
mansion. You have
I
mentioned quite
know
a few.
I need to stop going because I need to go somewhere else.
Yes.
Um, but we were literally in a basement, and we asked them to like knock on a wall for us,
Yeah.
and they were hitting the studs above the in the ceiling, I guess, because it was an open ceiling, and it was just like you could see the studs,
Yeah.
the wood studs, and so they were like knocking on them, and we would like ask them, okay, can you knock two more times for us? Boom, boom, and it was just like insane how active it was without any equipment.
That's
Like we just
crazy.
literally were talking to them, and they were just replying with knocks and stuff, which was that was one of the coolest things I think that we were doing like at the beginning, I guess, before we had a lot of equipment.
Yeah.
So
Do
yeah,
do you feel like using a lot of equipment sometimes might like stray spirits away? Like do you think sometimes
yeah,
simpler is better?
yeah, because I think it is something that we don't know if it affects them in any way to
Hmm.
use the equipment.
Right.
So like some people are like, it's not going to hurt you. I say that too sometimes, and then afterwards I'm like, I actually don't know. I don't know
Yeah.
if it like draws their energy away from them and then they get like weak or something. I have no idea.
That's true. That's an
So
interesting thought.
yeah, and nobody you just can't know. So
No.
it's sometimes using no equipment is better, and then sometimes they love the equipment and they just keep making it go off. So I don't know. And maybe it's different for every spirit too. I have no idea.
It could be. I think it's the Taylor Swift for sure. I think that's really it's what's bringing them
You
out. They're
know,
grooving, they're
I think
having a
so
good
too.
time. That's
They just
what's
know I'm a Swiftie, and so they come and hang out.
I think that's what it is. I think that that is the connection that you're making with these spirits. Um,
Yep.
I do want to hop back to your magic career for a moment. You did
Hmm.
like slightly mention that you performed for Snoop Dogg, so I do need you to
Oh yeah.
tell me more about that.
Yeah, yeah, we could circle back.
Okay,
So
we got to
like
revisit.
if you're making me tell it, I'll tell the
I know I'm
story, man.
twisting your
So
arm.
that one was interesting because I had already I think I opened up for AJR maybe like a year later or something. But that was kind of when I was starting to perform for musicians. Like anytime I
Okay.
saw them, I was just like, hey, you want to see a trick? And so him, I kind of like snuck my way backstage, I guess, because I saw he was in Indianapolis, and I was like, that'd be kind of cool to go
Yeah.
meet him. And so I was like, let's just try to use some magic powers here and talk to the guards and say, hey, what's up? I'm a magician, and like kind of like phrase it to where you're the magician for the night type of a thing.
Interesting.
And so you show them some tricks, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, 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 for sure." And then you kind of get back there, and then
Okay.
once you're in, I
You're
got to go
in.
meet him, and I set up, I was in line to go meet him as a meet and greet, and I was like, "Oh, hello, hello, sir, way up there." He's pretty tall.
I
I
always
think,
wondered if he looks tall.
yeah, I think I was up to his shoulders or something. I don't know if I'm short or what, but
You're
yeah.
like, would you like to see a
So
magic trick?
yeah. And so I showed him a magic trick, which I knew he'd like because it had to do with smoking. So it was
Perfect.
I don't smoke, but there I did like a really really simple trick where I just like drew like some weed in the air and then like a lighter and then kind of did something where I went boom 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 and I puffed and then smoke came out and he was like he was kind of stunned
That's
and
crazy.
he had a bodyguard over there. We were taking pictures and stuff of the whole moment, so I got some cool pictures of it. But
You
yeah,
can
it
you
was
share
pretty
them with
awesome.
us?
Yeah, I can share it to you.
Okay. Yeah. We would
I look a
love.
little younger, but yeah, for sure.
Listen, there's no judgment. You did magic
Yeah,
tricks for Snoop Dogg. There's no judgment. That
right.
is the coolest
Yeah, yeah,
thing.
yeah,
And lesson
for
learned,
sure.
if you want to get backstage, just learn how to do magic.
Yeah, true.
That's all you got to
You
do.
guys can do it too.
Anyone could do it. Well, I don't know. I feel like that sounds a little bit I feel like it's more challenging than what it sounds like.
I mean, yeah, it takes a lot of like practice and stuff. So if you're not down to practice, maybe don't do it.
You
But
got to practice. It's like when you learn the
yeah,
clarinet, like you got to practice.
lots of lonely nights. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um
Oh man.
so, I need to
Mhm.
hear your damn it moments.
Hmm. Damn it, moments. Okay, okay. We could, you know, I'm gonna need, yeah, I'm gonna need
Okay.
two though,
Okay.
just because.
Okay.
I mean, I've like a million, but like two of them are just standing out.
Okay.
So
Perfect. We'll narrow them down to two. There's always another time for you to come on. Oh no.
yeah, 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 yeah. Well, turn on
Oh
reaction. Oh,
God, I
okay,
thought I
okay.
lost you.
I got a notification. I don't know what it was from. Okay,
Why?
yeah.
Why does the universe not want us to do this episode?
I don't know.
It's the spirits, Chandler. It is your spirits.
Literally, it's something that's
It's that
attached. I
dark
don't know what's going
entity
on.
that you have attached to you.
Yes. But my damn it moment. One of them
Okay.
is this time. Okay, so we are. Let me set the scene.
Okay.
All
I'm
right.
ready. I'm ready.
Me and Paula were at the what's it called? The lighthouse down in Florida.
Okay.
It's in St. Augustine,
All right.
and so it's a pretty prominent ghost hunting spot. But it's a little pricey, and you only get it for a couple hours. So
Okay.
if you're experienced, I definitely recommend going there. It's pretty cool. But
Okay.
we went there, and once we were done investigating inside the actual like lightkeeper's house area,
Mm-hmm.
we were going to go to the actual big lighthouse. And so there was a little girl with her two friends that were following us around pretty much the whole night. And so the one little girl like really liked me, and the other two really liked Paula. And so I was like, well, this could be a funny thing if I can get this one little girl spirit to race me up the whole lighthouse and back down.
Stop.
And so we would put the REM pod at the bottom of the stairs, so we would both know whenever we were back.
Yeah.
And so let me tell you, this lighthouse has 200 and I think 17 steps.
Ew.
It's a lot of
That's a
steps, a
lot of
lot of them,
steps. Yeah.
especially after you've already been there once. You got to go back down, So
Right.
yeah, so I was like, this is a great idea in the moment, and then later on, I was like, not a great idea. It's
Mm-hmm.
really hot and
Mm-hmm.
stuff. But so I was like, okay, so we're gonna do this, and then I was like, are you down to do this? And then she went over and touched the REM pod, and then backed off. So like we were like, okay, it's on. So
The
I did
race is
this.
happening.
I took the night vision camera with me all the way, and I raced up those stairs. And then when I got to the top, basically, the light starts going off down there. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me?
Stop.
Like, she beat me, and I was like, no, there's no shot. What if she just like floated up and down?
She does have that option because she probably can like fly, aka
Yeah, I was
float.
like, I'm an idiot. I don't know what's happening right now.
Did you think you
So
were going to win the race? Like, did you think that there was a possibility that you were like definitely going to win?
honestly, I was like, I'm probably gonna win this thing. So maybe I should take it a little easy on the way down. And
Yeah.
then this happens, and I'm like, what the heck?
She said, no, not this
So
time.
yeah, that's one Dammit moment from me.
Yep, yep.
Um,
Race the ghost.
the the other one is a little is a little more scary.
Okay.
So I was inside of it was just recent. I was at a convention I went to for ghosts. Um, we got to stay
Really?
in this like village of like 38 haunted buildings, right? And
Stop.
so I went into one of the haunted churches, and I was doing like a TikTok live, and so I was walking around showing the people the church, with the light and then I saw something like out of the corner of my eye. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, 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 panned over, and there was nothing there. And I was like, okay,
Oh God.
okay. So I walk a little bit farther into the church, and then I hear a noise behind me, and I'm like, what was that? So I whip around, and then nothing. And so I'm like, okay, this place really is really like active right now, It's
Mm-hmm.
super haunted. And so I'm walking, and then I'm like, I'm just gonna go to the back and then walk back up, right? Just to like get a good layout of what's going on, because I think something's in here. And then I walk to the back and all the pews are looking at me, all the seats and stuff. And so I'm walking back towards the door, and then all of a sudden, out jumps this freaking cat, which
Oh,
I knew there was a cat there, but I didn't know that it was inside the building with me because I shut the doors.
yeah.
And so
No.
this thing jumps out at me, and I go, ah. And so,
Were you on the live still when you like freaked
yeah,
out?
yeah, I was on the live, and everyone's
Stop.
dying laughing. But
Yeah.
yeah, so that was pretty wild. Um, yeah, and that cat's name is Lucy or Lucifer, depending on if she likes you or not.
Yeah.
She'll show her good side or bad side, and you know what? It was definitely Lucifer.
That was
So
a Lucifer moment for sure.
yeah, 100%.
That's so funny. That's so embarrassing and so fun. And
Yeah,
now it
yeah,
makes sense why you want to be like dragged around because you're like, listen, I got shown up by Lucifer the cat
right.
in a
Yeah,
haunted church.
yeah, exactly. I'm like, I need something good to happen right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
You gotta
but
listen. I'm counting on you to do this live. Like, you gotta do like the live
yeah,
ghost hunt. Bring it back.
yeah, I that would be really cool. I'm gonna talk to some networks, tell them, hey, let's go,
Yeah. We gotta,
hit them up. Yeah,
yes. If you need a host, you just let a girl know.
yeah, yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention
Yeah.
the so since I mentioned my mom earlier,
Yeah.
she actually has gone to a couple of investigations with us,
Really?
and we went to this actual village where I was that night that I got scared.
Yeah.
We went there a couple months before that, and I took my mom and Paula, and so we went to this Civil War house there, and
Ooh.
this was whenever we had the attachment, right? I
Okay.
forgot to mention all this earlier because I was just
Yeah.
so flustered with the attachment talk.
Yeah.
But
That's fair.
so we were in there, and then Paula saw something like crawl on the floor, right, in the dark in the kitchen, and I was like,
Ew.
"Yeah, well, we know what it is because it does it all the time." And so my mom, she's really into the stuff, so she
Yeah.
walks out there and she says, "Turn off that flashlight." Okay, so I turn it off, and she walks out there in the dark. I have my night vision camera on in there, so it sees her walking out there. she's like, she's like, "Who's out here?" She's like
Stop.
talking to him. Yeah, and she's like, "I know we just saw you. I know you're out here. Show yourself." She's like telling him to like, she's like squaring up with the ghost.
She's calling the
And
ghost out.
yeah, and I was like, you know what? Maybe that's where I get it from. That's
I think that there might be a connection. I want to say that like the 10-year-old ghost hunt probably really like had an impact on you for sure. But the fact that she's
Yeah.
like calling out this entity, she's like, you're going to come out and you're going to talk to me. Like that's mom shit.
Yeah. Yeah. She was on it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Does she go on a lot of ghost hunts with you guys?
She's been to a couple with us.
Okay.
She has her own business and stuff that she works on, like her clothing and cups and stuff. So she's got that whole side hustle going on over
Yeah.
there. So whenever she gets some time and whenever we can line it up, she goes. So
Oh, that's so cool. Where do you want to take her? What's like one haunted spot that you really want to take her to?
do you know the Velisca Axe Murder House? She really would want to go to.
Okay.
But she would also really love to go to like the Conjuring House,
Yeah.
which is going up for auction. So hey, fingers crossed we can buy it. You
Fingers
know,
crossed. Could you imagine if you scored the Conjuring house?
that would be crazy, and I would have to be rich, but that would be crazy.
Well, he's got to get those TikTok lives going.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I can't
But
even,
yeah,
I can't even imagine like owning a house like that. Like what's the next step? You buy the house and then it's like, what do you
yeah.
do?
The, I don't even know. Like you're probably cursed at that point.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
You sign the deed and it's just like it's a done deal. You're cursed forever.
Yeah, there's just a cloud hanging over you the rest of your life. So
Literally.
yeah.
Literally. After I just did you see the new Ed and Lorraine Warren movie? I don't know why the
Yeah,
name
yeah, yeah.
is escaping me right now.
The
But
Conjuring.
I looked up to see like if this house was still like if you could like buy it. And I'm like, are you
Yeah,
really gonna fucking buy this house? Like what are you gonna do with this house?
right.
I think
You're
it's
just
just
out
the
here
intrigue.
researching away.
I'm like, what if I just checking Zillow, just a little light
Yeah,
like search to see if I
right.
could get it or not.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, hey, if it's for sale, you let me know,
Okay.
and maybe maybe we can set it up.
Yeah, I'll keep you posted. Maybe you go into a partnership. I want to
Yeah.
say the Poltergeist house, I think I saw might be back up for
Oh,
sale potentially. I know someone just recently purchased it. I thought not that long ago. So I know there's something
yeah.
going on there.
Well, hey, if you want to go half on it, let me know.
We
I'm,
just
I'm
we get into haunted real estate.
yeah, right.
Sure, my financial advisor would really appreciate that.
Yeah, that would be crazy. Because whenever I have money,
Yeah.
I just like I turn it into candy and stuff. So
Stop.
it's a little hard to keep it, but we
That's
can
it's
try it.
fair. Yeah. You could always pay the ghosts and Skittles. I think that they would accept it.
That's what I'm saying.
If
You
you're
know,
if you're making
Taylor Swift and
offerings,
Skittles.
yeah, just give them
Yeah,
the Skittles. I think it's perfect.
yeah, me too. I'm in.
I think it's a great partnership. I think the ghosts will really appreciate it. Not only are you providing them with entertainment, you're giving them sweet treats. So I mean,
Yeah,
what else could you do?
right. I
Literally.
mean, you got it. You nailed it. I think we got it, and we're good.
It's a recipe for success.
Yeah. Wait, would you actually ever go ghost hunting?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll
Like
go.
you say you would, but like, would you?
I think see, my thing, and I spoke on this like on a previous episode with Tammy from Holly Weird Paranormal. I
Hmm.
had booked a really haunted room to stay in. It's called the Jean Benet Tavern in Bedford, Pennsylvania. And I was going to spend the
Ooh.
night and I booked it. And then I started doing some light research and realized I had booked, and I didn't intentionally do this. Like booked the most like haunted room with the most activity.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I was a baby and I canceled my reservation literally the night before. And
What?
they're like, we're still going to charge you. And I'm like, okay, it's fine. It's fine. I
No.
can't. So I chickened out. So all of that to say, like, I need to do it. Like,
Yeah.
I need to do the ghost hunt because I want to do it. But I think like I have to physically get myself there. That's the only thing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, I mean, I can bring some equipment
Okay.
and we can just find somewhere really cool
Okay.
and we'll go and we'll make a whole podcast episode there
Oh
and
my God.
we'll do it with the ghosts.
Oh my God. Producer Larry, if you hear this, I'm coming to the East Coast and we're going ghost hunting. I've signed him up for so many things he does not want to be a part of.
Nice. Well, Larry's in.
Larry's in.
Oh,
I really appreciate you spending this time with me. Thank you so much for re-recording this podcast. I want to say that it was a ghost that didn't push record, but
I mean,
honestly,
could be.
it could have been. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, or he might have pressed it, and then my attachment just was like, no,
Yep, not.
who knows?
Yep, not this time. Not for you guys. That's okay. I'm having a better hair day on this episode, so it works out really well for all of us.
Well, perfect. I'm wearing my new merch today, so this is
Love
a
it.
great.
Love
This is
it.
solid.
So you'll have to give us a link if you have merch. Please give that to us so that we can post it. But let our listeners know where they can find you.
Ooh, yes. You can find me if you like magic. Ooh. Wait, no, that's if you like magic, you can follow me on Chandler Maglish just about anywhere. YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, all the good stuff. And then for ghosts, Chandler's Haunts, we put up YouTube videos in short form everywhere on TikTok, YouTube, all the good stuff. So, yeah.
Awesome. And I will be looking forward to the video with Fergalicious. So thank you. Thank you in advance for that.
Fergalicious. I'm putting it on the list.
Perfect. Perfect. I know the
Yeah.
ghosties will love it.
100%.
They're going to love
Thank you
it.
so much for having me on here. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much for coming back on. It was a pleasure talking with you. Let's go ghost hunting soon. Producer Larry, I've signed you up to go ghost hunting, so get ready. And we will see you guys next week.